All right, I was asked this question by a couple of Indian students in my WhatsApp group, and the question was about going to Dubai. Uh, One was, taking up internship. Okay. The second one was about having a career in Dubai. Some of them are like from well-paying colleges, or they want to take up, let's say, some engineering or aerospace, or something moved, or something really worthwhile. Okay, something really worthwhile, and have a career in Dubai. So what did I think of it? So in this video, I will answer both these questions. Okay, feel free to add your comments down below. Now, first things first, about internship. See, internship is, it used to have a certain flair. What is the reason people used to take an intern? They would take an intern where they will give you the opportunity to work because you're a newbie, you don't know anything. They will not pay you anything, but you will learn and develop an experience. Okay. Over the years, I've met interns who have worked in various companies or positions. Like, for example, Burj Al Arab, which is like, 5-star hotel. They call it 7-star. I spoke to about my experiences in Dubai, the Citibank story, that playlist. So these students were from, some of the top hotel management schools, colleges, and they were working for free in Burj Al Arab. So they were trained into the way of how to deal with VIP guests, how to behave, how to stand, how to interact, everything. And they would work there. Some of them even worked there for 6 months to 2 years. I was very surprised. I guess they could work as long as they wanted. So some of them really worked very hard. Okay. And then I've also met interns at, multinational companies where they focus on accompanying the senior person to the site, or just keep quiet and take down notes and observe and learn. Okay. Now, when you are talking of multinational companies, there is a weightage to it. Okay. You definitely get recognized. For example, if you were to put, I worked as an intern at Google or Samsung or let's say Apple. Oh, wow. You're like, oh, that's a really powerful brand name. And if you have a longer duration there, that also is like, oh, wow, you worked 2 years with Apple. See, it sounds good. But if, for example, if you work 2 years in Mohammed Iqbal and Sons, I'm just giving a name, or Richard's Workshop, or Ram Kumar's Grocery, or let's say Ram Kumar Trading. I mean, who would care a damn? Let's say, even if you have a sophisticated name, Sigma X Company. So what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You can have a sophisticated name. Does it mean that you know international standards? And you can even work for, let's say I worked 1 year as an intern there. They'll wonder, questions will be asked. Why did you work 1 year in a place nobody knows, a brand nobody knows? You can even put, I worked as an assistant manager. Maybe it's your uncle, maybe it's your relative, maybe it's your friend who felt pity for you. Maybe you're faking it. So, you need to use common sense as to where are you doing the internship and for what duration. If it's a globally recognized brand and you can substantiate with a letter of experience, people will take you seriously. But then it comes down to, can you execute the job and they actually give you? Okay, now, I know the question will be asked, but, sir, I don't have the luck, I don't have Then what you need to do is, if you do not have access to these multinational companies or big brands, if you are working for a small brand, okay, make sure that you have a letter of recommendation that points out to specific skills and specific achievements endorsed by the owner or the senior most person of the company on their letterhead with a stamp and seal. Okay, specific. Like, example I'll give you. Let's say you finish working in sales. Don't say he worked in sales. Okay, he joined us in the and these are his sales numbers or figures. Our normal target was 1,000 units. He managed to sell, and they show an Excel sheet, month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you have measurable metrics signed by the owner and stamped, it is an authentic document. That then translates to having an interesting conversation. And if you're in engineering, obviously the metrics can't be measured in terms of, let's say, sales figures. But you can say, this project, this is what he did specifically, this is what he learned, these are his skill sets. So it has to be specific. You can't just put, he worked with us from this month to this month, we wish him all the best. He's hardworking. It doesn't work that way. So that is as far as internship goes. Okay. Now comes the next one, that is looking for a career based in Dubai or the Gulf region. See, over here, I'll caution you a little bit. Okay. Now, in the Middle East, most expatriates are foreign workers. You don't become citizens. Okay. You're a foreign worker who's coming there. And generally it is, there is a shortage of workers for lower level positions. Higher level positions, the first question the government will ask is, why don't you choose one of our own citizens? Why do you want to give such a high paying job to someone from outside? Why we don't have enough talent? That's the question they'll ask. So the preference is high salaries, high positions. First priority has to go to citizens. And this is not just in the Gulf region. It is any country, Canada, USA. The government will always ask, man, we have so many citizens who are so gifted and talented. Why don't you give them a job? Then the second preference comes to individuals who, let's say, have stayed in the Middle East. Okay, since we are talking about Middle East or UAE, who have stayed in UAE many years, who know the market, who have experience, contacts, connections, references, and can validate their experience. So that would be the second preference. Why would you take a newbie who doesn't know anything of the market and leave out a guy who knows everything of the market? So you come in the third category if you're just going to UAE or the Middle East as a newbie to start your career. So always remember, this metrics will always play out. Now, if you are a college student who wants to start a career and you're going there, always keep in mind the first preference is citizens. So they'll always choose them, a college student over you. That's number one. Second one is, let's assume you decided, okay, I'll study in a premier college, very premier college in the Middle East, and hopefully there I'll get a job. Yes, you may, M-A-Y, very big alphabets where you may get a job, but it's not guaranteed. And the reason for this is, we do not know, see, UAE and the Middle East, they do not have recognized universities globally. They're just namesake. They might have affiliations with, universities in Australia, Canada, but they don't have that much brand power. Like, for example, if you say, I studied, 2 years at Harvard Business School, that is tremendous, mileage and tremendous weightage. So if you say Harvard or you say Yale, any of the Ivy Leagues, fine, Stanford, okay. Even in India, you have IIT, IIMs, fine. That has a slight mileage. But these Middle East universities, I don't know if any one of them is globally recognized. I doubt. They might be, under the Sheikh, like Dubai University. Sheikh Mohammed always appears there. They have paid millions of dollars to Bill Clinton those days. They bring VIP political, powerhouses to distribute certificates. But still, that doesn't mean people who study there are the creme de la creme. You should see the students. Oh my goodness, each one has a Rolls Royce to a Bugatti, and daddy is throwing money at them. It doesn't mean anything, man. So now let's assume for a minute, okay, that you are the top rank holder. You're the number one student. You're very good technically, okay, very sound. Now here's the problem you'll face. And the problem here is you will always be a second class citizen. You'll not be a citizen anyway. You'll just be a very technically sound worker. And as you start working, you will very soon discover same position, Emirati, same position, Western passport holder, same position, Asian passport holder, are three different salary brackets. These are explicitly known but not promulgated in the press. They're explicitly known in government companies, in semi-government companies, and global brands that originate from these Gulf countries. Same position, same job responsibility, same everything. Citizen will get paid maybe 4-5 times more. Okay, 5 times the salary, 6 times your salary. White guy, Western passport holder, I always say white, because they always have this fascination for white skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair. So a Western passport holder will have the second highest. So depending on the further categorization, Indian gets the third or the fourth or the fifth highest. Same job, same responsibility, same everything. In fact, I have told you, my ex-girlfriend who worked for Emirates Airlines, she was a training manager. She had Emirati students to be trained under her. Okay, they were under the payroll. The Emirati students of freshers were getting more than what she was getting. She's the manager, training manager. Okay, and she was the training supervisor, assistant manager. She was training them. So she being their senior by, I think, couple of years, 10 years, 11 years or whatever, they were getting more than her. Even though they knew nothing of the job, even though she had to train them, and even though they were newly recruited. You might say, oh, this is what they agreed in the contract. No, it's a given fact. There are separate HR dedicated to the local citizens, to Emiratis or Saudi nationals or whatever, whichever country you take. And then there are non-citizen HR and even policies. Now, in their defense, what they say is, this is our country. We support our citizens. What is your problem? And they are right. They have all the right in the world to choose whom they want to give a higher salary or package. So if you don't like it, leave. That is what they say, and which is perfectly fine. However, so then the question is, what is the solution? The solution is, if you are planning to get a degree or an advanced level education, go to the country where you can settle down. Okay, go to Australia, go to Canada, go to a country where they would give you a citizenship, say within 5 years, where you can easily go join. Nowadays, many countries also have, if you just do the college, will not give you citizenship, you have to work. So fine, that is also fine. So you get technically qualified, not, oh, I studied business. Business is not specific. Anyone can do business or management. Do something technical. Okay, even in business, there can be something that involves technical skills. So your degree will be having weightage, will have value. And then when you ask for a job, because you studied there for 3 years or 5 years, they will consider it. Don't try to take a short-term 1-year course that has zero value. And I also suggest, when you're going abroad, don't just study and go home. Study and work, study and work, study and work. If you can, or obviously you'll have to take permission. Even if you take an internship there, make sure that they will support you in getting your letter of recommendation. So the benefit here over UAE or the Middle East countries, you'll be treated as a citizen, and then you'll have all the rights. And going at an early age in your 20s is the best strategy you can do. So these are the 2 questions that you guys asked, and what you should do. However, let me tell you few words of caution. Number 1 is, don't, just because someone else achieved success, okay, or someone is a failure. I'm giving both the extremes. One side, someone is an exceptional success. Number 2 is someone is an exceptional failure. Don't go to both the extremes. You will come somewhere in middle, where most probably you'll get a job. Most probably you will start your career. Okay? But then you'll be faced with the challenges I told you. So you're not going to succeed and become a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Those are very rare. That is the 0.1000 or 0.0001%. And utter failures, unless you are some really dumb idiot. Seriously, like in India, they have this comic book character like a Supandi, or in Archie's Jughead, who's so dumb. Then you can't blame anyone, boss. So this is what I suggest and recommend to youngsters who are planning to go either work as interns or planning to, do their college in the Middle East. It's a waste. Trust me, it's a waste. So have a long-term view, spend a little bit more money, go to a place where you're stable, where you can become a citizen, and where you'll not be thrown out if tomorrow you don't have a job. And yes, there are labor unions and labor rights and workers' rights, so you'll be protected. All right? This is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have a different point of view, I would always be interested to know your experience or what you have to say. All right? And yeah, questions, post them. Guys, take care. This is me signing off.